Today we're here with Clifford Adams, well-known trombonist from the internationally known Kool and the Gang, Clifford Adams. Thank you so much for participating in Anwar's Reflections interview series.
My pleasure.
First question I have for you is, what got you into music? What inspired you to get into music?
Well, music kind of found me. I mean, as far as playing the trombone, as far as music goes, my mother, she had a wide range, a very eclectic collection of music in the house. We went from Tchaikovsky to Art Blakey to the Temptations. So, we covered a wide range of music in the house. And I'd put the Temptations on, she'd put Art Blakey on, put jazz on, and we go back and forth. And as time went on, I kind of fell in love with jazz as a result of my mother's interest in it. As far as starting playing the instrument, uh, when I was in ninth grade, they asked would anybody volunteer to play the trombone because they had no people in the school to play in the band because a lot of the guys had graduated. And a guy named Dennis Couch and myself volunteered, and that's how I, kind of got into the band and started playing. And like I said, I did things kind of in a reverse, where usually you learn how to play the instrument, then you join the band. I had to learn songs and learn how to play the instrument at the same time, simultaneously. It worked out for me.
Yeah.
Because I guess in 3 years later, I was on the road with Patti LaBelle, which was amazing.
And that brings me to my next question. What artist influenced you or really motivated you to play and do what you do?
Well, originally, the first trombonist that I kind of heard on record was Fred Wesley, who played with James Brown, you know. Because I just thought that was something, a trombonist, getting a solo spot. And then I went on to listen to the Jazz Crusaders, Wayne Henderson. And next thing I heard J.J. Johnson, who was the master of bebop, in the jazz realm. Those were my early influences on the trombone.
Okay, okay. And did you start in the Trenton area or?
Yeah, I was born in Trenton. I went to junior number 5.
Okay.
That's where I started playing the instrument.
Okay.
And then I went on to graduate from Trenton High School. I went on a road with Patti LaBelle in my senior year. I almost didn't graduate, And then from there, I went out to California with the band that Patti had. They left Patti, and Patti LaBelle, that's when LaBelle was formed. We did the demo for Patti LaBelle to start the group LaBelle with the English company. This lady named Vicky. And so the band Nobody's Children, we went out with this guy named Swamp Dogg to California, to San Francisco and LA. And so I had that experience. And then in the fall, I came back and started at Trenton State College. And I went there for a year. And then that summer of 1971, I met a guy named Charles Earlin, who was a great jazz organist, and he used to play on Chambers Street, right down the street from the high school, and at the Fantasy Lounge. And he took me on the road with him. And I did my first recording, my first album, in 1971. I was about 18.
Okay. Okay. And are you? I've heard that you're involved in a program called Drum.
Yeah, it's an organization. It's called Drum, which is an acronym for Developmental Roundtable for the Upward Mobility of Musicians. And we, got a nonprofit corporation status, and we had the event in the park last summer, the end of July, which was very successful. We had about 2,000 people there. And now we're going on to really put the organization together so that we can help the young kids, particularly middle school kids, but even elementary, to learn how to play instruments so that when they get to the high school, they'll have a jump on it. Now they don't start playing music until they get to ninth grade. And that's very late for a child's development on any kind of instrument.
Okay. Okay. And how can one get involved in that program or help out?
Well, I mean, we're going to get a website up soon,
Okay.
and our office will be at the conservatory. We're partnering with the Ivies, Steric and Jackie Ivy, who run the conservatory on East State Street. So we plan on having an office there.
Okay.
And for any type of lessons, we're getting ready to start a program with some lessons in the next couple of weeks. And so, you can call the conservatory, and then, they'll lead you in the right direction as far as that's concerned for the kids to start getting, lessons and things.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what sort of how do you promote your gigs, or where you're going, I guess?
With Cool and the Gang or myself personally?
Cool in the Gang.
Well, we have an agent,
Oh, right. Okay.
and
Yeah.
you have, PR people, so, and promoters. I mean, like we're getting ready to go on Wednesday. Today's Monday. We're going to South Africa.
Okay.
So on the ground there in the country, there's usually a promoter.
Okay.
The person that actually makes the contact with the promoter is the agent, the booking agent. And so we were just in Australia and Japan, which is this terrible events going on there, but we were just in Japan 2 weeks ago. So, that's how it becomes about. The agent contacts the local promoter,
Mhm.
and then, they put it all together and promote it. And then people, hopefully they come out and, it's a successful event.
Okay. I also know that I heard that you do a show at the Cafe International every now and then.
Yeah, lately I've been with the Unknown Poet and down there, which once a month I try to go down and play
Okay.
along with the poetry and things, and keep the music going on. The classical jazz. I try to help promote and keep that going in the area, and that's a great venue for people to listen to jazz, in the spoken word.
Mm.
And so once a month, excuse me, the poet and I are trying to do something so that we can keep the music going, and I can get a chance to, keep playing in the area and performing for the local people.
Okay. And as a successful musician yourself, like what advice or tips would you give to an up and coming musician that wants to be successful as well?
Well, listening is a key. You got to listen to as much music as you can, to all the great artists that preceded you, and you need to practice. You got to put time in. Just like any other thing, if you want to be a great athlete, you have to practice. And try to, sit in with other artists and associate with artists that are playing the style of music that you're interested in.
Thank you so much for your time.